Teach that fellow some lessons about preserves back there.
Man, it just brings out the sweetness. This is what the psalmist is talking about. He's talking about preserving the simple. He's not talking about the simple people of life. He's not talking about the distinction of your color or the distinction of your looks or how you might be dressed, that you might be simple or made simple or some level of economics that you might be poor. He's talking about the humble. He's talking about the humility in your life. You are made simple by preserving, by preservation. If you go to Matthew 5, you'll find out that it's going to be the humble that are going to meet, that are going to inherit the earth. In James, the 4th chapter, he talks about God resisting the proud. And he gives what? Grace to the humble, to the simple. God preserves us. Man, we ought to be thankful that God has preserved his people. He's kept us safe. He keeps us alive. And I'm going to tell you something. You put that blackberry jam and those blackberry preserves on that toaster, those biscuits, and I'll tell you, you stick that thing in your mouth, and you want to jump up from the table and shout, "Thank you, Lord, because you've made me alive." And that stuff just comes alive in your mouth. And that's what God does in our hearts. The same thing that he does in those preserves. Man, and I'm going to tell you something. Taking a note from and I hate to do this, we're on film, taking a note from the one of the beer commercials, it doesn't get any better than that. Fourth reason why we should be thankful. Because he saved me. Did you notice there? I was brought low and he saved me. You know, I had to found, this was like Zacchaeus being up the tree. Zacchaeus couldn't be saved until he what? Came down. And when he made that decision to come down, low, I was brought low. When he made that decision to come down from that tree, it was at that point in time that Jesus came into his heart and saved him. When did Zacchaeus get saved? When he came down. And let me tell you, that's when you and I got saved. When we came down from that high, lofty perch that we were sitting on like Zacchaeus, we were calling the shots in our lives. We were deciding for ourselves. We were going down the road happy and joyful until we ran into that stop sign, that dead end, and said, "Oh Lord, I've been going down the wrong road. I've been making the wrong decisions, and I found myself in a desolate country, in a way off, in a far away place, like that prodigal son." And we were brought low, even to the depths of drowning. And we remember that God was our Savior. God was our creator. And this is the reason, this psalmist, this is the reason I think it was David, because David suffered so many times in his life this experience. I was brought low. And David remembered, and he saved me. Peter could say the same thing after he stepped out of the boat and just about drowned. And he realized that he was in the presence of Jesus, and he called out, "God, Jesus, save me, help me." And he reached down his hand, lifted him up out of the water, put him back in the boat. I'm telling you, we're looking for something to be thankful for. We ought to be thankful for the salvation of Jesus. We ought to be thankful that God hears our prayers and inclines and responds to us. We ought to be thankful that he preserves us. And I'm being preserved even until the end. That passage in 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, tells me that one day Jesus is going to show up on the eastern sky. Trumpets are going to blow. The church is going to be lifted up. And I'm going to be looking back. And the tribulation is going to come on this world that it's never known before. And I'm going to be up there in heaven drinking my tea and down by and eating my ribs down. Man, that's what it's called, heaven. Eating my ribs down by the river of life, under the tree of life. And one day Jesus is going to come by and say, "Let's go for a little horseback ride." And one day we're just going to all mount up and come back. I'm talking about the church. Now, some of you might not be members of the church, but that's okay. You're here today and you've got time. If you're not a member of the church, if you're not saved, today's your day. You can get saved today. Amen. Fourth reason. Why? Fifth reason. He delivered my soul from death. My eyes, my tears my feet from falling, regardless of which death, physical or spiritual, to die without God as our Savior is a tragedy. It's a tragedy. I can sympathize with the psalmist. I can empathize with him. And you can too if you've been saved. Because you and I both together can associate with that hymn that we sing quite often in our Baptist churches throughout the land. And have sung it over the years. I was sinking deep in sin, far from the peaceful shore. Very deeply stained within, seeking to rise no more. But the master of the sea heard my despair. From the waters lifted.